Yes, you are clearly audible and visible. Please pin the timer.
Okay, thank you. A newborn baby, so innocent, naive, and clueless to this world, when enters it, has to learn it all, from walking and talking to patience and struggle. Every obstacle has to be overcome, so the life must go on. But the roller coaster journey becomes sustainable and beautiful when that baby has a helping hand while transforming into an adult and even after. Fellow Toastmasters, distinguished guests, good evening and welcome to our first Speakathon. I'm sure that you all must agree that a mentor is like a ball of light that guides you to the end of the tunnel by being beside you throughout. One can have several mentors in their lives and for several reasons, and so do I. For the Toastmasters, today I will be talking about some of my most significant mentors and how they added value into my life. My first and constant mentor is my father, Toastmaster Masood Shah. Now, this might sound cliche because for most of the people, their first mentors are their parents. And yes, so are mine, because it is because of them that I'm standing here today, all happy and content, giving my speech. But the reason that I specifically mention my father is because he and I have had a proper mentor to mentee relationship besides just a father daughter one. Ever since I started looking at the world with my own perspective, he made sure to listen to my thoughts and ideas thoroughly and professionally. We would sit down and discuss what I want to achieve, what problems am I facing, and how he can help me with his wisdom and experience. He would analyze the situation and decide where he needed to step in or where I just needed a push to find my way to success. It is also because of his constant motivation and drive that today I realize my worth as a woman and the horizons that I'm capable of unlocking without being gender restricted, but within my moral values. And not to forget the fact that today that I'm a proud and rising Toastmaster is because of my father. He was always aware of my passion of public speaking and helped me in my speeches throughout my school and college life. But it was in November 2019 when he visited Pakistan on his leave and took me to Rawalpindi Toastmasters Club. It was that day that, being my mentor, he had found me a perfect platform for polishing my skills and learning much more. Now, as I stepped into RTC, I found myself an officially assigned new mentor in the face of Toastmaster Akash. He's young, ambitious, hardworking, and target-oriented, but his one quality is above all, and that is his empathetic and compassionate nature. To be a mentor means to connect with your mentee's inner person and not just treat them as a Toastmaster, because to help them rise above their fears, it is significant to know their fears first. And Toastmaster Akash does that impeccably. To me, he's not just a mentor, but a friend who is never judgmental of my ideas or thoughts, rather helps me figure them out constructively by constructively questioning them. It is also because of him that my organizational and leadership skills are improving, because it is also a job of mentor to be a guide and support, not just in one specific task, but to help you grow in all aspects of life. And Toastmaster Akash has done that outstandingly. He, as a president, takes the lead and takes us all along with him. And this I can say confidently on behalf of all EC. Hence, with every passing day, my secretarial skills are improving because of his constant and constructive feedback. Now, although Toastmaster Akash is my officially assigned mentor, but to me, DTM Umair is no less. Another reason behind joining Toastmasters besides my father was DTM Umair. He once visited our institute for motivational speaking and confidence building, and I was thoroughly impressed by his hard work, consistency, and his public speaking skills. And later, when I visited RDC and found him there, I knew that this was a perfect platform to learn and grow. And DTM Umair has ever since been an immaculate evaluator and motivation both in my Toastmasters journey and my professional studies. So dear Toastmasters, in conclusion, when I talk about a mentor, it can be any person who understands you, knows your strengths and weaknesses, and can help you pull you up when even you do not believe in yourself. We all need a helping hand in our lives, and that can be any person, be it our parents, teachers, siblings, or even our friends. They all play a significant role in your life and your achievement. So fellow Toastmasters, if you are blessed to have such mentors, trust me, you have nothing to fear. But having said this, I have one request to make before I sign off. Fellow Toastmasters, when life gives you an opportunity of mentoring and adding value to someone's life, do not forget to be respectful and caring. Provide unconditional support and be a dependable shoulder so that you can give back a piece of what you have learned and experienced with your worthy mentors. Thank you.
You are very much audible.
Thank you. Eleanor Roosevelt, the First Lady of the United States, said, "Learn from the mistakes of others." Learn from the mistakes of others. You can't live long enough to make all the mistakes yourself. It is said that smart people learn from their mistakes, and wise people learn from other people's mistakes. And of course, fools have all the answers. So how do you learn from other people's mistakes? Can anyone guess where I am? What is this place? Any guesses?
Library.
Yes, it's a library in Prague. And I flew here just to give my speech. Seriously. So books, this library is full of books. There's so much knowledge here. These are some of the best mentors that you can have. So books are an amazing mentors. We can learn so much from these, from other people's mistakes, other people's experiences. However, there is a problem. Oh my God, there is a worldwide pandemic. We are unable to go out. We are unable to do the things that we are used to. Book, please tell me, what should I do? So books are a one-way communication. You can't talk to a book. You can't customize the advice it is giving you according to yourself. So what do? You look for people who can advise you. You look for people who have the experience or who have the expertise to tell you what to do. And these people are mentors. Now, every successful person that you see, they have a mentor behind them. Whether it's their parents, whether it's their friends, whether it's their clients, or there is someone who is there to guide them all the way. And in my case, that has been the case. Everyone from my parents to my friends to my bosses have been my mentors at one point or another. Now, just as an example, some of you might know that I have so many skills, yet I hardly received any formal training. And how did I develop those skills? With the help of mentors. So for example, it was about 20 years ago that I started learning coding, that I started getting into cybersecurity and systems. I didn't attend any college to do it or any course or any formal training. Back then, there weren't really a lot of options for that. It was because of mentors. It was the mentors that taught me everything that I knew. 10 years ago, I took up a hobby of photography. Even for that, I didn't take any formal training. It was all because of other photographers, other experienced people who I learned from. And most importantly, I am here today because of a mentor. And I would say a mentor's mentor. Person responsible for overcoming my fear of public speaking, for becoming a better speaker, that was Toastmaster Usman Gulzari, a corporate trainer. I'm sure most of you must have heard of him. It was his mentoring that made me realize my potential. But I didn't get here because of him. It was his mentor, as well as my mentor, Syed Ahmed Masood, who was judging a startup pitch competition. I presented my idea. I failed miserably, although the idea was good, but I couldn't present it. And I went up to him and I said, I have this handicap. I can't speak. I get stage fright. So please, I was expecting some sort of concession. Maybe he will make an exception for me and pass me. Instead, he said, go to Toastmasters. And I thought, I was disappointed. Why would I go to such a place? I don't even know what it is. And it's only now that I realize how great an advice that was. Now that advice changed my life. That is why I became a Toastmaster. And I went on to meet Usman Gulzari and so many other mentors that have helped me along the way. So now let's talk about the concept of giving back. So you have been mentored. Now it's time for you to give back. And how do you do that? The most effective way I found was to divide up your time into 3 segments. Give 1/3 of your time to your mentor, learn from them. 1/3 of your time spend with people at your level. Work with them, grow with them. And 1/3 of the time you spend with people below yourself. Because then you stay in touch with every level there is. So this is a very effective way to do this. And lastly, I will talk about toxic mentors. So there is such a thing. I have had bosses who were absolutely horrible, but there was always something to learn from them. So mentors can be bad people, but you can still learn from them. You just have to make a judgment call, what you should learn, what you shouldn't. There have been cases where there were 2 great mentors. One gave one advice and the other gave the completely opposite advice. And they were both right from their perspective. So it's up to you how you adapt that advice, that knowledge, and grow with it. And what better mentor can there be than Toastmasters? This is a platform that has transformed so many lives because of this concept of mentorship. Senior Toastmasters, they mentor the junior ones, who themselves become senior Toastmasters, and then the cycle continues. So I'd like to end with a quote by a famous scientist, Sir Isaac Newton. If I have seen further, it is by standing on the shoulders of giants. Over to you, Madam Toastmaster.